Hi friends, I know a lot of you have been waiting for this review, the Sezane review that I promised you I would share after the lookbook video that I shared last week. So many of you asked me a lot of questions about those pieces, and I couldn't go to the store yet because I just arrived in New York. But this week I'm planning a visit to the New York City store, the Sezane store, so I'll be sharing some more pieces as well. Today I'll be reviewing 10 pieces, and I know you guys really need those reviews because so many of you don't have access to a physical store, and I know those videos really help you understand your size, how they fit, how they look in real life, if they're worth the money or not, if some of these are itchy or not, because some of these will be quite uncomfortable on some of you. So I wanted to mention all these details, and hopefully this video will be super helpful. The first piece that I want to share is this one, the Nora Cardigan. It looks a lot like a blouse I got a couple of months ago called the Ollie blouse, and the fabric is very similar. I would say the Ollie is slightly thinner compared to this one. This one feels more stiff and structured, so I'm sure a lot of you will love that and some of you maybe not. I normally prefer knits that are more malleable and not the structured ones just because of my body type. It feels more flattering if it's a little more flowy. However, this one, because it's slightly cropped and it's an open knit, it didn't feel too heavy on my frame. So I would say if you're petite, I think you're safe with that one. Sometimes as I knits, they're really long and it can be a little too heavy on our frame. I am not petite, but I do have a larger hip compared to my waist. Some of you are new here, so I wanted to mention that. And by the way, I'll have all my measurements down below. My measurements have changed a bit over the, I don't know, past few months, maybe 7-8 months. I lost a lot of weight and then I gained some weight, not a lot actually. To be very honest, the weight is kind of similar, maybe a difference between 5 pounds or like 2.5 kilos. But you will notice that my body has changed a lot because I don't have as much fat as I had before. If you guys are interested in that topic, do let me know because I'm planning to share a video about this. So many of you asked on Instagram, so if you guys are interested as well, just let me know and I'll share my journey in terms of diet and also workout. Now this one I got in my usual size, which is a small, and it fits like a glove. Like I said, it's a little bit too structured compared to other pieces that Sezane has, especially open knit. Sometimes it's more malleable, it's softer. This one does feel a little bit stiff, and you'll see when I'm wearing. It's quite boxy. It's not tailored like some of their knits, but this one is just really beautiful. I love the details. I think it's such a unique piece, and it's one of those that when you put on, even if you're wearing something simple as a bottom, like just jeans, it already elevates your look so much. So I love having those pieces. They do feel very unique and very elegant, so I absolutely love them, and this one definitely recommend. One thing that's important to say is that this is 100% cotton, so there's no itch at all. It's not uncomfortable. It's lightweight. Even though it's structured, it doesn't feel like too heavy on you. So I really love this one, and it's a keeper. Now another piece that also has cotton, and it's a blend actually between cotton and merino wool, a little bit of polyamide if I'm not wrong. It's this one, the Orso Cardigan. It's a vest, doesn't have any sleeves, and I'll be wearing this as is, as well as with the shirt underneath. So I absolutely love the texture of this one. I think it's chunky, it's gorgeous. I absolutely adore this piece, and I'm so inclined to keep that one because I don't really have any vests in this color. I do have a couple of vests from Sezane, the Samuel Jumper, which is very soft and thinner, but it's in wool. Now this one is in cotton. It has cotton, wool, and a little bit of polyamide, as I mentioned, and it's really chunky. It is an open knit though, so it doesn't feel too much. It doesn't cover you too much, that's what I mean. The back is a little bit different, and this area here I wanted to mention, it's a little bit too low, so you have to be careful about the bra that you're wearing, because if you're wearing something a little bit too high, it might show over here. But at this time of the year, you might end up just wearing this over something like a thinner knit, maybe even a chunky knit. You could if you get your right size, and of course over button-down shirts. I think it looks so chic, so elegant, and definitely one great piece to layer. One thing I love about this one is that you can wear in so many different ways. You can wear this as is, you can wear on the top of something. You can also put this under a coat. So that means you will be wearing that most of the year, which I love. I think the longevity and also the versatility of these pieces are things that are really important to consider when you're buying something new. These are not cheap. They are quite an investment. And in my opinion, it definitely makes more sense if these pieces are either unique, like one of a kind, or if they can be really wearable and you will end up wearing most of the year or maybe year after year. So that's one of those pieces. I can see myself wearing this over the summer when I'm in the AC. It's just so cold and you want to grab something that's lightweight, that's small, like not too chunky. You can also wear this over the winter under a coat. You can put this on the top of a knit or a shirt like I mentioned before. So I really love that one. It's a size small, which is my usual size, perfectly cropped. I do prefer to open up the buttons at the bottom. I think when it creates this V at the bottom, it looks more flattering because in general, it's just going to elongate your legs. You're gonna feel like you have a longer legs than you have. So I absolutely love doing that. But of course, you can just wear all buttoned up and it's gonna be fine. So I really like this one. I hope they come with other colors as well because usually they come with ecru and then once they understand if people really love it, they will come with other colors. So I hope they do because this is a really great piece. Another knit I wanted to mention is this super cute here in beige. Now that one is called the Marie, and this one is a little bit itchy, sadly. It's a beautiful piece, but I have to confess that I did feel a little bit of the itchiness. It has 35% merino wool, 26% super kid mohair, 1% elastane, and 38% polyamide. So some of you, I'm sure, will love this. I think it's so feminine and sexy at the same time because it's so open in the front. I try to pair with something more feminine and cutesy as well, which is the skirt that has those little flowers like the details. I think it brings a really nice balanced look when they go together, especially with the tights and that type of shoes. I think that these pieces all together coordinated really well. Now coming back to the knit, this is a size small. It's in beige, as you can see. This is more of a cool beige, so to those of you who are interested in color analysis, that would be more on the cool side than warm. And it doesn't really have anything covering on the front, so you can't really wear a bra here. What I would recommend, it's either a very pretty bra, like a very special, that it's intentional, that you're actually showing, or maybe a little top. You could obviously wear this on the top of a shirt. I decided to wear it as is just because I wanted to show you the exact thing. And it's a beautiful piece, but that one wouldn't be one of those super versatile, in my opinion, even though you can wear it on the top of something. I do think it's more of a one of a kind that if you wear one time, people will just memorize that because it's just so beautiful and not something that you see all the time. So if you are one of these people who just love to wear something that's unique, I think this knit is really beautiful. And again, I hope they come with other colors as well because it's just so beautiful. There are a few more knits that I wanted to show you and a pair of pants and one skirt. So I'm gonna go ahead with the knits because we're talking about knits. The next one I wanted to show you is the Megane knit, and that is beautiful. Now, I was very interested in seeing this in person as soon as the lookbook came up because it just felt so different from everything that Sezane has released before. And it does have this opening here in the front. These are the details that I mentioned. I think depending on the size that you get, you might end up with this a little too open or a little closer like this. In my opinion, it looks better closer or like in between. When it opens too much, it just feels a little bit weird. In terms of quality, this feels amazing. This feels like a very thick fabric, and I love how it compresses your body in a way that feels really flattering, and you can tell the quality is here. This is 44% merino wool, 44% cotton, 11% polyamide, and 1% elastane. So it's really comfortable and super, super stretchy. One thing I wanted to mention is that this one's not cropped at all. It's actually quite long. I'll show you on the video. And because it's not too thick, too bulky, to me that feels fine because you can easily tuck this in your skirt or your pants. But I wanted to mention that because some of you definitely prefer shorter pieces, and you can easily just tuck this in, like inside the sweater. I'll try to show you. But in my opinion, it's just fine. It's just fine when you put under your bottoms. Now this one is available in black, which is this gorgeous piece here, and also in a cream color that I got as well. I was very interested in these knits, and I'm so surprised they didn't sell out really quick because of how unique and how much people were talking about this. But I get why it didn't sell out. In my opinion, it's because this is really open in the front and it just reveals too much. So there is definitely a small portion of women who are comfortable wearing this type of blouse. I would feel completely fine with that, but I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to keep that. I might keep the black one. Not 100% sure yet about the cream, but it's so beautiful and it's so comfy. I think out of all those knits that I'm reviewing today, the Megane is definitely the most comfortable. So not itchy at all and not scratchy, not uncomfortable. This one I definitely recommend. And just so you know, those I got in size small. Again, all my measurements are down below. Another knit I wanted to show you is this one here in red. And I'm sure you're so surprised because I never really bring red pieces here, at least not in this shade. When I wear red, I usually go towards burgundy or dark red or a cool red. I don't really feel comfortable with the super bright, vibrant red like on my face. I usually wear pieces like this for accessories like shoes or a bag, even a belt, or bottoms. So, not even bottoms, I would say. I don't think I have anything that's red like for a skirt. I don't think I would wear that because it just draws so much attention. And this one is just stunning. I was so in love with this. And I'm actually not bothered by the color because usually those pieces like right on my face, I don't feel great in them. But this one, for some reason, I really like. One thing I have to mention, I'm sure you're asking, it is itchy. Unfortunately, this one feels quite scratchy. But there is one thing about Sezane pieces or wool in general, I don't know if you ever experienced that, is that after you put it on, maybe for 3-4 minutes, it just doesn't itch as much as before. So if you can tolerate, I would say definitely go for that because this knit is really pretty. I think, again, it's so unique, and the fact that it has this tie here in the middle, like in the front, I think it's just so cute. It makes it so feminine and different from the knits that we see out there. So if you like that type of piece that feels like one of a kind, I think this is one piece to have. They also have this in ecru. I didn't get the ecru because it was so obvious. I do have a lot of ecru pieces, especially with this type of work, this type of knitting. I think it's just beautiful, but I do have others that are way too similar. So I decided to go with the red, and I decided to go with the red because I wanted to show you. I know a lot of you have been wondering if this would be like a bright red, if it would be more of an orange kind of red. And to me, it feels like a watermelon color. It is definitely a bright red, very vibrant, saturated. Sometimes, depending on the light, it can feel a little more orangey. Sometimes it can feel a little more pink. But this is definitely red, and it's so unique and so beautiful. I absolutely love this one. There is one more knit that I want to show you, which is this one here. It's called the Martie, and gosh, this one is so pretty. They have this in white as well. This is 100% cotton, and it feels lightweight, but it has some weight to it. Like when you hold it, it doesn't feel like feather, like the other one. If you hold this one, it's like nothing. Now this one is substantial. It just feels a little heavier, and it just falls onto your body in a really beautiful way. They have this in white as well, but I went with the black again because I wanted to change a bit. And I think for fall, black is always a great color. By the way, I'll be sharing some videos very soon about fall colors and maybe trends that I would go for and the ones that I would avoid. So make sure that you subscribe and you stay tuned so you can watch these videos. This is an open knit. It's one of those pieces that are great for transitional weather when it's not too cold yet. And it does feel a little breezy because it has those holes here. I absolutely love the details. I think it's gorgeous. And just like the red one, it has the tie on the front. You can open the buttons or just close all of them. And it's perfectly cropped. I think it just fits beautifully, and it's super, super flattering. Now, again, they have this in white and this one in black. And this reminds me of the Noelia cardigan from last year, Noelie and Noelia, which is a very similar fabric. It feels comfortable. It does have a lot of holes. I think Noelia, they just went a little crazy with the holes. They're just too big. But this one is just perfect in my opinion. I did grab a skirt, which unfortunately did not work for me. This is the Malia skirt. It's so small. I went with the size 36 or US 4. And I don't know if this is too small, if my measurements are bigger. I am working out now, so it's possible that my butt, my hips are bigger than before. I need to get my measurements. I'll make sure that I do this tonight before I edit and I publish the video, because I wanted to make sure I give you my exact measurements. Now this was really tight. I would never keep this. And in my opinion, if I get the next size, it's going to be unflattering because you can see the waist is good. If I go with the 6, it's gonna be very loose around the waist and it's likely gonna be perfect around the hips. So it's not a skirt for my body type, and I wanted to mention that because I know so many of you have a similar body type to mine, or similar proportions. And those of you who don't, that might be a great skirt for you. So this is in houndstooth, which is a perfect fabric for fall. I think this is one classic print that never goes out of style and something that you will wear and enjoy for so many years. In my opinion, this is not just a fall skirt. You can easily wear this during the spring. Maybe just change the top. Instead of something dark, you can go with a light color or even like a pink, a yellow, something pastel. It's gonna look so cute with that. And you can easily wear this with tights or boots, like over the knee boots, and wear a long coat during the winter. So it's definitely a very versatile piece. I was a little bit sad that this didn't work because in fact I do need skirt. I feel that for winter I just wear a uniform, which is pants. I rarely wear skirts, and I think it's nice to vary a little bit. So I do love this. The material is really nice. It is completely lined everywhere and it's 100% wool. Just so you know, the lining is in viscose, 100% viscose. Unfortunately, this one's going back, but I wanted to make sure that I would share with you in case you are interested. The last two pieces I wanted to show you are the cardigan and the Theophile pants. So starting from this was one of the pieces that I looked at when I saw the lookbook, and I was really interested for everything: the color, the silhouette, the cut. As you can see, it's super flattering. It's so perfectly tailored. I'll show you here the cut. You can see the stitching is just so nice. If you open like this, you can see better. It's just really well made and the fabric is fantastic. Don't like the size though, and I'll explain why. This is 100% merino wool, by the way, and it's super comfortable. This one doesn't really itch at all. Now, what I don't like about that, unfortunately, is that it's a little bit too long for me for that part. You can see that it's super low cut. So I don't think this is a hard thing to fix. I could probably do that by myself. I'm not 100% sure because it has this extra part here that if I try to cut, like if I try to do this, if my mom watches this, she's gonna be like, Mila, what are you saying? But you see this, like that would be an easy fix. You would have to take that part off, but the problem is that it might be too bulky even if I cut. Anyways, I might try and let you guys know, but I'm not 100% sure yet. Now, I absolutely love the color, the fabric, the fit. I think it's so beautifully tailored, but again, the problem for my body is that this is a little too long over here, and because of that, the cleavage just gets way too low. I would have to bring this whole thing up, and I don't know how this would fit. Other than that, I think this is a perfect top, and it's so beautiful for fall. You can see it has the V detail at the bottom. Again, the same situation of the other one. It just elongates your legs. It makes your silhouette look really nice. It's just super flattering. And I can see how you can wear this in so many ways. With jeans, with trousers, something more tailored, or something a little more casual. For fall, winter, spring, honestly, I just love this piece, and I'm a little bit bummed because it didn't work, because that one I was very interested in keeping. You can see how it looks against the Theophile pants. I have tried these in so many different colors before, and fabrics as well. This one I didn't really like the fit on me. I think the fabric is also not that great. Not in terms of quality, it's just the type of fabric that didn't feel really flattering on my frame. So I wouldn't keep that one. It's 91% viscose, 8% polyester, and 1% elastane. Now for the lining, it's 80% polyester and 20% cotton. So I love the color and I love this style, but unfortunately it didn't really fit well. First of all, it's extremely long, so you would have to bring this to a tailor to get it, you know, hemmed for you if you are like me or if you're a little bit shorter. Even if you're taller than me, like if you're 3 or 4 centimeters taller than me, I think you would still need to get this tailored because this is made for giants. And I'm not a giant, at least not my height. And this is just beautiful. I love the pins. I am a little bit sad that they didn't work because the color is so good for fall, and that's something that all of us would get advantage of because it would be so versatile and such a beautiful really pair of pants to keep. But they are going back. This is the size 36 or US 4, which is my usual size for pants. I normally wear between 4 and 6, but I would say like 90% of the time it's 36 or US 4. But yes, they are going back, unfortunately, but I'm sure there will be other pants and other pieces that Sezane will share very soon. I will be sharing a video when I go to the store this week, so definitely stay tuned. And I will be sharing videos that are not Sezane related as well. To some of you who are interested in knowing more about fall pieces, maybe fall essentials, perhaps you want to know more about fall color combinations, maybe inspiration, or about trends. I would love to hear from you actually. So if you have any ideas or requests, feel free to drop a comment below. I'll be really happy to read them and reply, of course. And I'll be sharing the Sezane review very soon, the one from the store. Thank you so much for watching and see you in my next video. Bye bye.